Hi everybody, it's Alison from digiteachonline.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can start freelance teaching with your own online teaching or tutoring business that does not involve recruiting for any companies or going and selling your soul on another platform for an even lower rate than what you were doing before. So keep watching, I'm going to be revealing all coming right up. Okay, so welcome back. Now, if you have been teaching English online or English as a second language or English as a foreign language and you've been working for many Chinese ESL platforms recently, it's going to be no surprise to you that you've probably lost your job altogether. As I predicted over a year ago, bad companies like Wells English have gone under, and apparently Wells English aren't even refunding their clients anymore. So what does this mean for you? This means it's an open door, and it's even better than what it was last year. I can tell you this because I've got two online teaching businesses. They've been going, well, the first one's been going for over 10 years, and my recent one, which is now nearly 3 years old, because I opened it in the height of the pandemic because I thought this is a great opportunity, is now doing really well. And by the way, I'm going to show you that this is a real brand, not just something I've come on YouTube to say, oh yeah, I have a teacher brand because I went on Canva and designed a logo. So here's a proof. So the first bit of proof about something being a real brand is that it's created or attracted a lot of interest from major platforms and businesses like Facebook, like brands that you like, know and trust and probably use yourself. So my business is monetized by Facebook, as you can see here. This is my monetization panel. As you can see, I get paid for in-stream ads. I get paid to influence, which is why I have a brand collabs manager, and obviously I get paid for all of that, which is why I have payout settings there on the left. Because of the policies surrounding monetization, I'm not actually allowed to ever reveal how much I get paid, whether that be for in-stream ads or being paid by other brands to promote their products and services, but I can show you this. So as you can see, the dates are pretty recent. 18th of the 8th, 21st, 19th of the 8th, 21st, and today I did one as well. So the little green dollar signs there are where I receive payment. So basically any of my content that I put out, not here on DigiTeach, but on my actual business educational brand. This is an educational brand as well, but this one is not monetized by Facebook, but my actual English teaching language educational business is. I get paid. So I'm going to give you some details about learning a little bit more about that. I've grown this in 3 years from 0 to over 45k online students. I started it solo. I still do pretty much everything myself, but I do, because I have a number of businesses now, I do outsource some work, but you don't have to. So if you want to freelance as a teacher and become a teacherpreneur, which is what I consider myself because I actually earn money from my own teaching, then carry on listening. Now, when you want to go into business, any business, and especially when you want to become a freelancer, and I'm going to say especially an ESL teacher or an online ESL tutor that's been working in the ESL industry, the first thing you need to do is listen to someone that has done it and is still potentially still doing it, i.e. myself or someone like me. The reason for that is because the digital landscape changes quickly and very fast. And if you have a real online educational business, not an affiliate business, not a recruiting business like so many of these other people, who have made most of their money from being affiliate marketers for Chinese ESL companies, that, in my book, is not being an online independent freelance teacher. The majority of these people publish their income results on YouTube. Most of it comes from affiliate marketing, I would say about 80%. So would I, if I was really serious, if I didn't have my own online freelance teaching businesses, would I go and listen to people like this? No. If I wanted a business in affiliate marketing in the educational industry, perhaps. But believe you me, you won't make that much money because it's a huge business, affiliate marketing, and in education, you don't get paid that much for referring or recruiting, but you do when you have your own brand. Now, as of yet, I don't think any of these people have their own brands. I think they refer to their logos that they did on Canva as a brand, but I don't think any of them are monetized by any major platforms like Facebook. I've done my research, I haven't come up with anything that I can see other than a YouTube channel. Now I understand lots of these ESL recruiters who have lost their job because now they've got no income coming in from the ESL Chinese platforms. They're all scratching around and thinking, what should I do now? However, I don't think you should be giving out advice, especially business advice, if you actually don't have an online educational freelance business from teaching real clients. Just my opinion, no one has to agree with me, but I'm totally entitled to my opinion, and as you all know, I have one. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. Now we've got rid of all the cobwebs and the nonsense, let's really get down to it. Yeah, what is freelance teaching in 2021? In a couple of months, we're going to be doing a 2022 video. In a nutshell, it can be a number of different things. Now, the biggest mistake I see from most of my test students, that's my Teacherpreneur Evolution System students, when they decide to go freelance and they take one of my programs, is this. They literally try to replicate what most ESL platforms have been doing before they were banned by the Chinese president. I'm talking about the Chinese ones now. Or even some of the bigger ones, the maybe like that are in Europe or are in London, for example. This is a big mistake for two reasons. The first one, if you're going to be a freelance teacher, stroke teacherpreneur, then be a freelance teacher or teacherpreneur. These people, these brands, these businesses, they are massive companies. They have sourced and got a lot of financial resources to start with. Thousands, hundreds of thousands. If you have that kind of income to start your own freelance business or your own business, then go ahead and do it. But know that that's going to take hundreds of thousands to start, and most importantly, every single day it's going to cost you a lot of money. And that's because when you're dealing with lots of other people's data online, you have to have robust and real processes that are legally controlled. So things like Cambly, italki, Tutorful, all of these massive platforms, tutoring platforms, they have like a small army of experts putting that all together. Now, that's the first mistake. People try to replicate that. Don't do that. That's like, you know, you're going to make yourself poor doing that, especially at the beginning. And the second thing is in the business model. Now, those work very well for the owners because they're taking 40% and in some cases 60% of the tutor's rate. So you might think, oh yeah, I'm a freelance teacher, I've registered on italki or I've registered on this platform, I'm teaching my own students and I'm getting paid money. But one, they're not your students, they belong to that brand, because if your account gets closed or shut down, then you're just going to be as replaceable as you were for any other ESL platform. And two, by the time they've taken all of their fees and any kind of currency exchanges, you're going to be left with probably less than what you were working for if you worked for VIP Kid or Wells or iTutor Group or any of these other nonsensical platforms. So my idea of being a freelance teacher is quite simply this. Yeah, again, not rocket science, but you would be surprised. For me, in my world, freelance teaching is making my own money on my own website, not going on someone else's website. Don't get me wrong, I do collabs and things like that, but with real proper brands. I also get contacted by lots of other people saying, we've got so many visitors every month coming to our website, or this or that, can we work together, etc., etc. So once you've created your own identity with your own website and your own products and services, you will start to attract more of the right people. They're going to pay you for your expertise and, most importantly, your time and knowledge, instead of being spammed the heck out of by recruiters. Now, I actually have a free Teacherpreneur Discovery course over on digiteachonline.com. There are 5 lessons, I think, in there, and that will give you a really good insight of how you can get started. Let's have a quick peek now. So here we are over on digiteachonline.com, and if you go along to the academy here, so this is our landing page, and obviously I've got my recent workshop that's doing very, very well, so there's a little bit of information on there. But if you're just getting started, read this main blog post here, beginners start here. Really lots of information in there. So this is how to earn a full-time income teaching online. So there are a couple of options there. But in order to access my free Teacherpreneur Discovery course, come along to my academy, and it's this one here, the Teacherpreneur Discovery course. It's really simple. You just click on that and you add it to cart. As you can see, it's 100% free, and that will give you a really good idea of how you can get started with your own freelance teacherpreneur business. Now, as I keep echoing, this is really about having your own business. This isn't like getting paid commissions for working off other people's businesses. This is about your own business with your own online clients. My clients are international. I think about 2% come from China, and one of mine is an online English language educational business where I teach adults. I have another one where I teach foreign languages, because I'm a foreign language teacher as well, so I teach French and a couple of other languages too. And on that one, I pretty much have my own clientele now, but I do have a couple of other teachers who are specialists of languages that work with me. So this is really good food for thought. Now, if you've already done the Teacherpreneur Discovery course, you'll find an interesting bonus in there for you. But if you want to get straight on with it and literally pivot to profit literally within a week, then do this work. And if you're really quick, you'll still get it at the $29.99 price. Now, what's really important about this workshop is that it really does help you get started. This is a 100%, as all of my programs are, no fluff, no filler course. You're going to need about 2.5 to 3 hours to do the workshop. The workshop's broken down into 5 simple lessons, and at the end I actually also give you an amazing workbook. Now, I've put it at the end because instead of at the beginning, because lots of people will get the workbook and just become consumed about creating everything that the workbook kind of takes you through step by step, instead of watching the lessons first. So you need to have the knowledge to apply it to the workbook. And in all honesty, to really be successful in implementing what you learn in this workshop, you are probably going to have to sit through it a few times. Let's be honest, I didn't get 45k clients just by watching 2.5 hour workshop. I did have to put a lot more work into it, but this is a very, very good place to start, and it's going to give you the vital information you need straight away to be taking what you already have as your knowledge as an online teacher or tutor, whatever language you're teaching, and applying it to be able to create your own online program. Now, I do mostly what I call fusion teaching in my businesses. I rarely do one-to-ones anymore. It's rare. In fact, most of my business, I rarely do one-to-ones. The reason for that is because it's just not financially viable. So I do, unless they want to pay me 150 pounds an hour or more. Most people don't. And English, you can learn English and practice English with quite a few different people for quite a low price. So you have to create something that's a little bit, well, a lot more worthwhile. So in this workshop, I address basically the kind of three biggest questions, or the three biggest areas that most teachers, online teachers or online tutors think, oh, I'm going to become a freelance teacher. I know I'm going to teach one-to-one, or I know I'm going to open my own online language school. But this really goes directly to the point. And quite simply, you thought about one-to-one teaching, but you secretly know that this model will limit your potential income. Again, no nonsense. It's categorically, mathematically true. If you charge £10, £25 an hour, okay, and you're teaching one-to-one, how many hours a week realistically are you going to be able to do that over a period of time in your own business, along with the marketing, along with the lesson prep, along with everything else? Not a lot. You're going to end up working more for less, and you're going to see this phrase a lot here, working more for less. I am definitely not a person working more for less. I have in total 7 different online businesses now. I do not work more for less. I work smarter. And when you work smarter, your businesses work for you. And the key to a lot of that is in, well, the main essence of the key to that is in this little workshop. It's going to be an eye-opener for some of you. So the next one is, you thought about an online teaching school, but you know you would have to employ teachers across the world. Now, one of my businesses, at the start of the pandemic, I actually thought this would be a really good idea. It was a nightmare, and I switched back to my other business model. The reason for this is that I found it really hard to find good quality teachers. Now, don't take offence at that, but I can't tell you how many recorded interviews I sat through when they submitted their application to me, of people sitting there in the red polo, sorry, I thought it was my dog trotting in, the red polo shirt, smiling like a clown, da, 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 and then sending me a demo like they have done for some of these awful ESL platforms, where they're literally a performing clown and not a teacher. Now, my businesses are based in London, and you know, they're well-known brands, and you know, I'm looking for a teacher that can deliver a lot more and I look for teachers that are specialists themselves. So I don't want them to be popped out of a mould. I'm attracted to teachers that have a bit of a unique teaching style, that know how to teach, that can demonstrate that they have deeply thought about their teaching and their behaviour and their technique. And when those types of teachers stand out to me, yes, I snap them up, because that is what my clients want. They don't want someone that's the same as everybody else, because the same as everybody else they can go and get for $8 an hour, $10 an hour. That's no good to me, it's no good to my business model, and it's certainly no good to my bank balance. So unless that you want to go through that rigmarole, and it takes a lot of time and effort setting up the application process, and lordy, the amount of teachers that would they were asked to fill in an online application form, submit a video, 2 videos, one for me or for the company, and one presenting to the sort of potential clients. And most of them were lazy and just sent the same one. So I just think straight away, wow, if they can't be bothered to record 2 separate 2.5-minute to 3-minute videos, forget it. So a real good insider bit of info there. And the next one is employing teachers. So everybody thinks, oh, I know, I'm going to become a freelance teacher, I'm going to have a freelance business, I'm going to employ lots and lots of other teachers, and it's going to be really easy. Well, not recently, I guess it's about a month ago, I interviewed the founders of the startup My Cool Class, and even though My Cool Class is actually, I think, founded pretty much by Americans, they came to the UK to get it started because we have a wonderful thing called a co-op. And if you watch the video is like, it's a massive interview because I talk really openly. The founder is lovely, he was really open about the entire process, but they've taken months to get that started, and it's an awful lot of work, it's an awful lot of investment, time, money and everything else, and it's reliant on having a really good, strong team, which they do seem to have by all accounts, but that's a little bit unique. So if you want to do something like that, know that it's not going to be built overnight. So okay, Alison, cut to the chase. What is the solution? Well, quite simply, everybody has to start somewhere. And if you are watching this right now and you literally had your income taken away pretty much overnight, either because of the ESL industry or the pandemic or something else, or even if you have your little regular job and you also want to create your own online educational business, which by 2025 is estimated by Forbes to be something like $325 billion, even 0.5% of that is going to be amazing, then get started. So in this workshop, you're going to be learning the Freelance Teacherpreneurs Workshop. You're going to be learning what I call 4 fundamentals. So these are the 4 fundamentals. These are things that I do in my business, and then you can expand on this any which way you want. Maybe you want to do the workshop and go off into the oblivion and do it yourself. Maybe you want to become a test student and have most of it all done for you, all the blueprints, all the website, all the curriculum, and you just pop it all, your brand onto it. But let's get back to it. So the biggest thing is your clients. You need to identify who your ideal clients really are and how you want to find them online, how you can find them online. And in the training, in this workshop, is a lesson, and I go about stop following the Joneses, stop following their niche teaching, forget all of that. Look at the data. Data never lies. I'm not saying everybody on YouTube lies. I'm on YouTube. But some people are doing YouTube videos about niche teaching. They've never done any niche teaching. They've never actually run thousands of pounds worth of ads like I've done to find out actually who is my ideal client. Lots of these people just do not know what they're talking about at all. And I do something which I call program teaching, fusion teaching. So in this workshop, I go into that a little bit more. And most importantly, pivot to profit. Now, I wished I could have called this pivot to profit in the pandemic, but if you're advertising on platforms like Facebook and you try to run any advertising campaign that relates to the pandemic or COVID-19 whatsoever, they'll just pull your ads and probably shut down your ad account, which is really annoying because so many people do need to pivot and profit. Make some money because of the pandemic. These are real life situations. However, Facebook advertising policies, looking at that, you can't make money off of a situation. Well, I already have my businesses, I make enough money from those. Showing someone how to do something for $29.99 is not, to be fair, going to make me a millionaire overnight. I'm trying to help some people out, but I get their point, because some people would just kind of go OTT on this. But I'm going to tell you something really interesting. Because I have online businesses, and because my structure is so dynamic of my businesses, in the example I gave earlier, when I tried to recruit online teachers and it was just a nightmare, and I just thought this is not the result I wanted. It's taking too much of my resources, my time and money, all the rest of it, and they're not delivering what I've promised my clients. So I just pivoted back. Now, lots of businesses in the pandemic were not able to do that. Lots of airlines went bust. Lots of major brands and companies went bust because their infrastructure of their business has got so big that the dynamic element has gone. It takes massive procedures to implement any changes. and that is a lot of the reason why so many people went down in the pandemic. The other point as well is that lots of people just never thought that the pandemic would happen, and they were totally self-reliant on doing things face to face. Well, we all know that's a big mistake. Equally, I will say as well that don't base all of your business around online teaching, because equally the internet could go down. I made one of my successful businesses, it's over 10 years old. It's probably got about 340 followers on my Facebook page, and people would probably think, oh my gosh, only 340. It's been going over 10 years working with some of the best UK schools, and if I was to reveal how much that business has paid, I think you'd be really surprised. But I don't tend to do that because I think that's a little bit like, oh, look at me, and that's not really what I'm all about. And the next one is discover. My number one selling method right now. And as I said, that business 10 years ago, that doesn't work now, that selling approach for selling those products and services. It doesn't work like that now. So obviously I had to change because of the pandemic. So my selling methods change within the environment that I'm in. Within the context of the world that you're in, and that comes from experience. Now, when you've had lots of businesses and you've done this selling method and that situation and that one for that business, that structure, you tend to build up lots of different methods and techniques through your experiences that work. So right now there's obviously my new one that I've been trying and testing, and it's been working for the last 3 years because I've got 45k of online students in an online program. Then this is one that is working. However, now I'm not going to obviously point names or anything like that, but this workshop went live a week ago because basically I just had to find time to record it and do it, because I obviously have a commitment to the people in the test program and obviously my own businesses. But in all of my programs, I can see who has accessed what time, what they've completed, what percentage they've completed, etc., etc. The amount of people that bought this workshop and missed out getting your clients and students, what your program's going to be and how you're going to create it, pivot to profit pricing secrets, and went straight to the number 4 selling method. They missed all of the others out. I'm really shocked about that, so I've done something really mean and nasty now. And if you bought this, you're going to be like, ah. But I've now made it a linear workshop, which means no one can now buy it and go straight to that one. You have to do the other bits first. And the reason for that is you cannot put into action this number 1 selling method if you haven't done 1, 2, and 3. There is a process to my madness, obviously. But as teachers and tutors, as many of you are, I was a little bit surprised that it's almost like giving a student an exam and then just like sitting there and let them, go straight to the answer page on the back and fill in the answers like that. Can you really create an online business with that method? No, you cannot. You cannot. Come on, guys, you need to put the hard work in. It's not that hard, really. But you do have to be disciplined, put the time in, learn the methods and the techniques, and then apply them. And that is all pretty much what this workshop teaches you, with lots of hidden gems too. So, going on, it's $29.99, it's on sale. I let the sale go for another week. I don't know how much longer I should do that. So if you want to do that, just go along to digiteachonline.com. It's there on the main page, and you can also go to the Academy, link above the top. Really simple. Now I hear something else as well about not just the ESL platforms, but things like OutSchool and things like that. Again, they're not your clients. They belong to OutSchool. The brand is OutSchool. And another thing I'm seeing quite a lot as well is go and work for a non-Chinese ESL platform. Why? You're going to put yourself in the same situation. you're going to be working in an oversaturated marketplace, because a platform is a marketplace in a sense, working more for less. And because you're going to have all these other teachers, like your picture and then all the pictures of the other teachers next to you, and the only way you're potentially going to beat that is if you've got some amazing like qualities, like you've been a professor for Oxford University, in which case you would not be working on Outschool or something like that, and because you'd have your own business and brand, wouldn't you? Or you're going to have to be as cheap as possible, and that's always a thing, you know, with these platforms. Yeah, sell your lessons really, really cheaply to get started, and you know, then put your prices up. Well, the minute you do that, you're going to lose the clientele you had, and then everybody else is just going to go to the cheaper ones. So that's not really the best advice either. Anyway, that is it from me today. Let me know in the comments what sort of things you want to know next, and what you want to learn, what you need a hand with, and if this has been helpful. If it is helpful, of course, give it a little thumbs up and subscribe. And most of all, go along to DigiTeach as well and make sure you subscribe there, and then you'll get all sorts of interesting information coming to you. Not like a lot regularly, as in like spam emails or anything like that, but you know, we do special offers and things like that to people that are subscribed on the website. So there we go. Other than that, have a wonderful day. It's wonderful Sunday today and here in the UK, and it's just lovely when you've got your own business. I'm like, everyone's stressing out because it's Monday tomorrow, and they're like, oh, get everything ready for work, blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't have that problem. So it's really, really nice because my business just works pretty much on automation, so it's great. Anyway, have a wonderful day, week, night, wherever you are, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.